On the go-home build to the Road Wild pay-per-view in 5 days, WCW planned a big crossover angle for the final hype. On Wednesday, July 29, during NBC's broadcast of The Tonight Show, Hogan and Bischoff invaded the show, taking over the set from Jay Leno. The segment started with Leno again doing his comedy routine, bringing out the Hogan imposter to apologize. A few minutes later, Hogan and Bischoff came through the crowd, with Hogan cutting a promo on Leno and shoving him on his stage, ending up with both taking over the broadcast, with Bischoff sending the show to a commercial break, declaring that this is now nWo Tonight Show. When the show returned from the break, Leno returned with security along with Dallas Page, who attacked Hogan from behind, with Page suggesting the tag match for Road Wild. The Tonight Show, which similarly to the Monday wrestling competition, was going head-to-head with David Letterman's Late Night Show, got a significant viewership boost from the angle, beating Letterman by a near-record margin of 4.8 rating to 2.8. While not on the level of the Rodman-Malone tag match, WCW got big mainstream coverage on the entertainment news shows, with Page also appearing on The Tonight Show 2 days later to hype the match. Goldberg opened WCW's second hour responding to Giant's attack last Monday, saying that he's entering the nWo Battle Royal, and will go through every member of both factions at Road Wild to get to Giant, mentioning among others Sting's name, bringing him out to the ring for the first Goldberg-Sting interaction on television. Moments later, Giant showed up on the ramp with nWo leaflets dropping from the ceiling saying that Goldberg is next. Bret Hart came out to meet Sting again, with Luger attacked backstage, leading to Sting leaving the building, with the planned tag match of Sting and Luger against Hall and Giant in doubt. The Nation of Rock and Owen came out to open Raw a day after the debut of Sunday Night Heat. Rock called out Austin and Taker, demanding a tag title match after getting a win over Kane and Mankind last night. Austin and Taker came out with Kane distracting Taker, leaving Austin alone in the ring, continuing the ongoing storylines, with the tag match of Rock and Owen vs Austin and Taker booked for the main event. The Bret Hart storyline continued, showing him backstage talking with Scott Hall minutes after Luger was attacked. The rest of the first hour saw WCW with a Ravens Flock segment, Eddie Guerrero vs Juventud, along with a Jericho segment setting up a match with Mysterio for tonight, with Malenko as special referee. Raw had Kane and Mankind vs the Outlaws in a rematch from their match that did a big number a few weeks back, along with Godfather winning a clear decision over Scorpio in the Brawl for All. After a close quarter with Curt Hennig vs Konnan gaining around 800,000 viewers to close the gap on Raw's Hawk vs Jarrett, Raw got a big boost for the top of the hour segment with Vince McMahon, Austin and Undertaker coming out minutes later, boosting Raw over 1.4 million viewers to a big 5.7 rating for the segment, along with a Rock and Owen promo, and the start of a first-time ever match between DX members X-Pac and Triple H. Vince hyped SummerSlam, 4 weeks away, for the Highway to Hell build-up, saying that Rock and Owen are gonna win the titles tonight, and continued to push the idea of Kane and Undertaker working together, calling out Taker to the ring with Austin following him, saying that the WWF title is the only thing he cares about to leave the building when Undertaker called him back to take his tag title and defend the belts tonight. Austin took the belt with Taker closing the segment saying that until SummerSlam, Austin is the safest SOB in the company, and he's taking the title in 4 weeks. Triple H and X-Pac, in a match to determine who faces Rock for the IC title at SummerSlam, ended up with Chyna turning on X-Pac to help Hunter win the match, causing a split in the group. The second part of the match, along with Val Venis, went up against a 12-minute Chris Jericho vs Rey Mysterio match, bumping WCW back around a million viewers to a 4.4 rating. In a show-long angle-on Raw built for a few months, Val Venis was kidnapped by Yamaguchi-san's group, with Taka turning heel on Val to comically reveal that Mrs. Yamaguchi is his sister, ending up with them dragging him into a room in the backstage area, with the promise from last week threatening to chop him up. WCW's big segment of the night came a few minutes later, after another Nitro girls dance routine, with Dallas Page's wife Kimberly as one of them. The nWo came out with Bischoff holding Kimberly in the ring, leading to a strong pay-per-view go-home angle with Page beaten down in front of his wife while Hogan and Bischoff mocking them to big heat from the crowd, gaining over 800,000 viewers to peak the night for WCW with a 5 rating, in addition to a Steiner and Bagwell segment impersonating Brother Rick, with him coming out to hit Scott with a chair. In a comedic segment just before the main event, Tiger Ali Singh mocked the American crowd saying that they would do anything for money, offering $500 for a woman for every piece of clothing she takes off, coming a day after offering $500 to eat dog food. Bringing out a woman who took the challenge, before stopping her telling that he will pay her to put the clothes back on. After the WWF took WCW's strategy of going 5 minutes over the top of the hour, WCW countered back this week with both shows ending at 11:05 p.m. In the tag match's main event battle, WCW's status of the main event was uncertain until minutes before the match, with Luger injured and Sting leaving the building, ending up with Bret Hart attempting to be Sting's partner, with Sting coming back dropping down from the ceiling, bringing back the original black and white Sting for the night. Ending up with Bret subtly going to hit Sting with a bat, with Sting ducking to hit Scott Hall and win the match to a huge pop. Moments later Goldberg ran in, returning a spear to Giant for last week just as the show went off the air. Raw's AustinTaker vs Rock and Owen match went over 11 fast-paced minutes, ending with Taker pinning Owen with a tombstone. The post-match saw Austin and Rock brawling at ringside, with Kane and Taker both hitting Mankind with chair shots to the head. 20 seconds before the show went off the air, the cameras went backstage showing Val hanged from the ceiling, with Yamaguchi allegedly chopping him as the show faded to black. The tag match and post segments gained over 1.7 million viewers to peak the night with a 5.9 rating, with Raw overall doing one of its highest competitive numbers in history with a 4.8.